friendships. I mean, when I hung up that night, I was floored. I was like, wow, I had no idea. I thought this was just going to be a 10, 15-minute conversation. We talked for 5 freaking hours. And it was, like she said, it was kind of like a fluke. It's like, you know, I know, I'll call her back. We said we call back the next day, and it would never go that long.
Yeah, I thought, okay, so we're going to talk the next day, and we're not going to have anything to talk about because we've already talked for 6 hours. What else could we have to talk about? Yeah. But we talked the next day, and it was like the same thing.
5. Yeah, we talked
basically the same thing all over again.
Wow, that was crazy. And, you know, that really marked something. That meant that, you know, I had a friend, and that's what I was looking for. And, I mean, I really wasn't kind of looking for a relationship, and you really weren't either. You were...
No, we were just looking for a relationship.
We were just being friendly. That's all we were looking for. And when we first got together and first started talking, that's all it was. We were just old friends connecting. I mean, I know we're saying this over and over again, but I think for our relationship, and I'm not saying this works for everyone, we were looking for friends. We were just looking just to be friends and just be cordial. If she was involved with someone, that'd have been cool. We'd have just had a good conversation, left it at that, and that would have been it. Same thing if had I been in a relationship, but we just found a connection and found out we were both single, we were both available, and she was looking, and I was kind of looking too. I was halfway into something, and well, sort of. I had like some previous like little lunch dates and things like that, but it wasn't really going anywhere. So
I didn't have anybody. I was really single, like single. So,
yeah.
But I wasn't even really looking at him like, even, you know, during those conversations, I wasn't really looking at him like I wanted to date him. Like, it was more like, let's just kind of catch up where we left off, you know, because we were so cool when we were young and stuff. I just wanted to kind of pick up where we left off, but not pick up where we left off because when we were younger, we didn't do nothing major, but
we had a little fling with each other.
We did
and
stuff that
like
teenagers were doing back then.
Yeah.
Not the stuff teenagers doing
now.
Because they on some stuff.
They on some new stuff. New model teenagers.
Yeah, we the old model teenagers. Yeah. You know, that was holding hands.
Holding hands and being back home before the street light came on.
Going to the movies and going to church picnics. I mean, you know, we lived a normal 80s lifestyle. Yeah. You know, we both come from really good homes. He comes from, you know, both of his parents. He was blessed to have both of his parents, and, you know, I really believe that they raised him well, you know, and I was raised by a single parent, but my mother raised me in the church, and we had those wholesome morals and values that a lot of the kids nowadays, you know, don't get. So our teenage years were totally different. So, you know, with me wanting to catch up, it wasn't like I wanted to catch up on some intimate level, but to catch up on a friendship level because we were friends first. So
yeah, and that's where we based everything on. So we are friends first. I mean, she's my best friend, and that's how it started off. I knew that if nothing else had happened after our conversations on the phone and we reconnected, I knew I had a best friend. She could have been married, I could have been married, and I probably wouldn't have contacted her except for holidays and stuff like that, and probably send a card and just say, hey, it's me, you know, hey, how's the family? Tell your husband I said hi and stuff like that, and that would have been it. But I knew I had a best friend, and that's where everything started off. Now, it was after that second conversation. Now, she says it's on the third conversation.
It was the third conversation.
Anyway, the third day that we had talked to.
Okay, don't make it seem like the third date or something. The third conversation.
The third conversation.
We hadn't had a date yet.
Yeah, we really hadn't physically seen each other.
No, we were just talking on the phone.
We were just talking on the phone for like a total of, well, that second conversation, that was, let's say, 12 hours.
Okay. Yeah. In 2 conversations, we had been on the phone for 12 hours.
And then around that third conversation, we started to really look deep. She started off first because she asked me, was I involved with anyone? No, I'm not involved with anybody. I'm kind of, this, that, and the other. And she was like, well, why aren't you considering me? And but see, I never thought to. And I mean, I did sort of, but I didn't bring it out. So she brought it out first, and I was like, well, hey, and now that you mention it, yeah.
Well, I mean, my thing is, if you talking to somebody like that, your conversations are that deep. I mean, we didn't just have those type of conversations where we just skim the surface. Our conversations were deep conversations, deep
we talked
and
about
long.
So our core values.
I mean, we're in our 40s, so how long were we gonna drag this out? You not really seeing nobody seriously. I'm not seeing nobody, so why you don't want to see me?
Well, yeah, well that's okay. That came out, and I mean, honestly, it was in the back of my mind. It was, and I mean, we just didn't bring it out because we had so many other things that we connected on, and we connected on many levels. I mean, on a friendship level, we connected our philosophies, our core values, things that we were really into. I mean, we had some things that we did as far as hobbies and entertainment and stuff like that.
That were different.
Yeah, but
because he's a gamer.
Yep, gotta have video games, and she loves reality TV and things like that. So, hey, I mean, but we have
he hates that.
Yeah,
we had some really serious issues though in the beginning of our relationships around the TV.
Yeah, we did.
We'll talk about that later.
That's in a whole other segment.
Wow.
But overall, I'd say
how many minutes is it?
I don't know. We probably went a bunch of minutes.
We can't go over 9, babe.
Okay, we won't go over 9 minutes. I know we kind of like drag things out, but I mean, she's just so fun to be with and to talk to and stuff like that.
He really means that.
It's fun to share these things because this is how we normally are. We're not. I mean, all of this is just off the cuff. We're just talking about some of the things that we've experienced, and this is by no means
scripted. Yeah,
it's not scripted, and we're not trying to say this is how you ought to be or anything like that. It's just because
you're not going to be like us.
You're not going to be like us. And that's okay, because people just comment on, I mean, we get it when we're out and about. People say, oh, you guys are a nice couple, or oh, you guys seem to be happy and stuff like that.
They look like they're in love.
Yeah, and it makes us feel good, but, I mean, we do feel good because this is how we...
But we are in love. That's the thing. And I think that when people are in love, other people should see it. It shouldn't just be like you're out with your man or whatever, and he's over here and she's over there. You guys can't even hold hands. People see you on the street, don't even know that the two of you are together. Yeah. I mean, when we go places, he stuck to me like glue.
She stuck to me also, so...
No, you're usually stuck to me. He's stuck to me like glue. I can't go nowhere.
She can't get rid of me.
He is truly not going to lose. But you know, like when we went to Pride, it was so many people there. And I have like issues with big crowds and stuff. But I just felt like this man is not going to lose me. I mean...
Like I said, I had both phones, so... Yeah,
that was the crazy thing. Like, we couldn't lose each other because he had both the cell phones. So I really would have been up the creek without a paddle. But, I mean, that's just how he is. When we go places, he's with me. You know that, okay, that's got to be his girlfriend because we're connected. And I think people see that, people see that connection, which I think is great. This is my man.
Well, I'm just happy. I'm really happy with her, and she's my life. She really is, and it thrills me to have someone who really I know cares about me, and I care about her. We just like having fun. That's really what it is. I mean, there's no secret to what we do or anything like that. We don't have any batteries or anything like that. I know people are saying, well, when y'all gonna get married? Soon. As soon as I get that Elvis costume, we can do it just...
Okay, it's time for us to go, because he's tripping out. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Because, yeah, you doing too much.